She tried to give a bunch of excuses for it, but I wasn't taking it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Zone Stories. Today we have a story where this man gave his GF 5 minutes to leave the house. Let's see what happened afterwards. My girlfriend and I have known each other since high school and started off as close friends. We would flirt with each other, but didn't actually make it official until we graduated in 2015. The relationship didn't start out the best as I was a dumb 18-year-old who thought he could have his ex and start a new relationship at the same time. It blew up terribly in my face and I caused a lot of pain, but she took me back regardless. It took years for me to gain her trust back, and I did everything I could possibly think of to ensure that I did. But I did get it back, or so I thought. Within the years, she's expressed how she's been unhappy with life. She was diagnosed with a chronic disease in her early teens, and I thought I was addressing it correctly. I was doing the things most people in their early 20s probably wouldn't dare do. But I did it as a way of showing I loved her. My love language is acts of service, so I gave that on a daily basis, but I wasn't giving her the love language she needed and wanted. Fast forward to the week before Valentine's Day. I started seeing all of the signs of an emotional affair, tight grip on phone, distance in conversations between us, hearing more and more about the just a friend, so I did what I said I would never do. I checked her phone, and I found about a month worth of texts between them that showed they've been hanging out when she's supposed to be with girlfriends, where they've talked about the relationship and me in a negative way, where they've talked about the things they've done together and what they want to do. Also, her partner leaves with his pregnant wife, but tells my GF that it's not working out and that they're separating, so the classic partner lie. When I confronted her on it, she said she's not in love with me, but still loves me and that she wants a break and space for herself. But she also wants us to be able to come back together after time apart and try to start a family then, which I know is a lie, because if that was the case then this wouldn't have happened. But am I fool for wanting to still make something work with her? Am I wrong for believing it's karma within my young actions that's brought me here? Or is it my fault for not giving her the attention and reciprocating what she was asking for when she asked for it? I'm jumbled, but understanding, so I just want adult perspectives. So it's been a long 2 weeks, and I'm sure everyone is interested to know what has happened. On the night of making the post, I called it off and attempted to kick her out. As soon as I told her I was done, the tears came again and she convinced me to let her stay until she could figure something out. I'm not an evil person, so I decided to let her stay, and I slept on the couch. The next morning I had to go into the office, so I'm getting ready for work, and she's also up seeming pretty energetic, and also kind of rushing me out the door. First red flag, but I had to get to work so I left. For the first couple hours, she was blowing my phone up with texts trying to talk about everything. And then it suddenly stopped and was only a text every now and then. So I hopped in my car and sped home and found the dude's car in my driveway. In that moment I thought, head inside and erase 2 people from earth or go back to work. I chose to park down the street, and I called her and I told her what I just saw, and gave 5 minutes to have a bag packed and be out the door. Mind you, not 30 seconds into the call, her partner was scrambling out the door to his car, and I was able to actually get a good look at what he was, and I actually laughed out loud. She tried to give a bunch of excuses for it, but I wasn't taking it. Fast forward to now, she tried to move back in with her parents, but they wouldn't let her move in. So she's currently here until the end of the month, and then she'll be getting her own place. She still talks to her partner every day, and has gone out on repeated dates under the disguise of hanging with girlfriends still. But I found out her partner's wife did snooping of her own, and found out what was going on, and kicked him out, so he's now living on a friend's couch. Their HR also knows what they're doing, so it's only a matter of time before that crumbles too. Edit. I also was told my ex-GF's partner is trying to reconcile with his wife, and has been trying to visit her almost every day, and saying it's just to help his kid. I've wiped my hands clean with this one, and I've chalked it up as a deep learning experience. I've had so many late night moments where I could have set myself up for extreme failure. I found my ex-GF's partner's address and all his info through recommendations from you all, and I almost let my anger make some serious decisions. But it's not worth it. I've since started going to the gym, and met the most stunning lady there, and I'm really starting to feel myself again. I'm 26, 6 feet 3 inches with a decent build. Life isn't stopping here. I appreciate all the support and love everyone has shown. I've even met a couple people I really want to try and catch a beer with if distance allows. So, thanks again, and for everyone reading and may not feel comfortable sharing their story, I promise it helps to just get it out. His GF blew up her life for a married father. That will blow up in her face sooner or later. Her partner either ditch her for his wife, or they'll end up in a controlling, jealousy-filled, toxic relationship where they cheat on each other. So I've had this gut feeling for the past few weeks that something is wrong in my relationship. My husband and I have been married for 7 years, and things have been rough lately. We've been having financial issues and some stress at home, but we never get angry at each other or yell. We have 2 kids. I've been battling depression for the past few weeks. It's been driving me crazy that I've had a feeling that something's just not right. To give some context, right after we had our first baby, I found out my husband had been searching for a woman on Craigslist. I confronted him and he said he didn't do anything with them. I was so hurt by this. It was a really insecure time for me after just having had my first baby. Fast forward, I'd had feelings here and there that something has been going on. However, I had no proof. For a little while I would check his history and I never found anything. Tonight I was lying in bed and my husband was asleep. I just had the inkling that something was wrong. I finally opened up his phone just to clear my head. And lo and behold, the first thing I found was a conversation with a coworker that was very flirty. He mentioned me in the conversation, so she knows we are married. I found out he has bought her food at least 4 times. It looks like he's making advances and she isn't reciprocating based on the texts. The next thing I found was in his Google search. I'm married but in love with someone else. I'm married but have a crush. I want to divorce my wife. Honestly, I was so shocked. I couldn't even believe it. We've been active physically a lot lately, and he always asks for me any chance he gets. He still tells me he loves me. I feel like I've just been knocked to the ground. I don't know what to do. He's still asleep and I think I'm going to confront him in the morning. I'm just so shocked. I've been sitting here saying what's happening, crying, and literally shaking nonstop on my bathroom floor. I've been lied to, possibly cheated on, and I don't even know what to do or how to respond. Of course I love my husband, but this is a huge bump in the road. I don't know if we can overcome this. So I basically didn't sleep at all last night. I spent the night thinking about the best way to react and bring it up to him. Once I was calm and too cold to stay there, I moved from the bathroom to the bed at 4 a.m. I knew his alarm would go off at 5:30. I guess I fell asleep. I woke up to the bathroom light on, and he was on his phone like usual. Well, I decided that I would just send him a text to get him out of there. We have 2 young kids, and I didn't want to wake them or do something out of anger. I texted and said, "Is there something you want to tell me?" He responded with, "I'll come talk in just a second." I started shaking and getting super nervous. He finally came out about 5 minutes later, and I went to the couch. He said, "What do you know?" And instead I said, "What is going on with you?" I think he wasn't trying to give away too much, but I asked him about this coworker, what they've done, about the divorce searches, etc. It baffled me that I had to tell him that flirting with and buying a coworker gifts is not appropriate in a marriage. It felt like it took some convincing, to be honest, and I really still don't feel comfortable with it. Anyways, he said they didn't do anything. It's just a flirtatious friendship. I said that's not a thing and that it's a flirty relationship. He disagreed. I still don't think he believes me on that. After that, we discussed the divorce. He said he never thought we would actually have this discussion, and admitted it's been on his mind for a really long time. I asked how long and he said several months. I asked him why he didn't tell me, etc. He said he didn't know how and never thought he would need to. We then got into a really deep conversation about how we don't talk to each other deeply enough. Things got really deep. He admitted things to me as well, and that he never meant to hurt me. But what bothers me is that he never admitted that his relationship with her is wrong. He didn't say he would stop talking to her or anything like that. That's where I'm hung up. Overall, the conversation lasted 3.5 hours, and we decided to continue it later so he could go to work. I decided to take the day off to just think about things. I know it sounds naive, but I do love my husband. I've never thought about divorcing him. Neither of us could afford that even if we wanted to. I felt good during the conversation, but now that he's left, I'm just sitting here wondering what he's going to do with the coworker today. He already admitted that he likes his job and doesn't want to get a new one. But I feel like this flirtatious behavior could easily lead to getting physical, even though he said he doesn't think it would happen. I'm just so hurt. I've been betrayed by my husband, and I feel like he's not fully owning up to it. We hugged at the end, and he just kept saying that he doesn't know what he wants to do yet, divorce-wise. I just don't see how it's such a hard decision. I've been 100% loyal to him, and I would still choose him. I love him, but it puts me in a really tough spot, and I'm going to really struggle with this one. We've promised each other that we will work on communication and trying to solve our financial issues and see what happens. I'm just at a loss. He's in love with her, but I don't think they've got to a place where he knows for sure if she loves him. Could be why he doesn't think it will get physical, not that he isn't hoping it will. And definitely is why he isn't sure about the divorce, because she might not be and she is his plan B right now. But if I were her, I would really be asking myself if it's really worth staying with someone who treats me as their plan B.